welcome back to Cheap Lazy Vegan. Welcome back to another episode of Munching Mondays. This is a mukbang slash eating show. I'm gonna be eating and chatting with you guys. I have some delicious homemade sushi in front of me. I know it's not the most pretty sight, but I just made it really quickly and I'm really excited to share this with you guys. I definitely want to do more. Ooh, I probably need some chopsticks. 1 second. Totally forgot chopsticks and soy sauce, very important. Sorry if I look like a mess, okay? Today I'm gonna be eating some homemade sushi. I'm gonna give you guys a little rundown of what I'm eating. And I also thought I would talk about my YouTube story, how I got started on YouTube. Oh my gosh, I know. Maybe that's interesting, I don't know. So this is 100% vegan sushi. I made it super quickly and I definitely want to do more vegan sushi videos. I'm experimenting a little bit more with vegan sushi. I think that it's an underdeveloped genre, if you will, because I love sushi and there are so many possibilities with vegan sushi. I just feel like we can do so much. Yeah, maybe you'll see more vegan sushi videos in the future. This isn't gonna be like a recipe video, but I'll show you guys like what I did. This right here is a smoked tofu and avocado roll. I literally just chopped up some sriracha smoked tofu into thin pieces and then of course added avocado. And then on top, I actually added a little bit of sriracha mayo, but I watered it down a little too much, so it's a bit runny, but it's all vegan. I use vegan mayo and sriracha. This right here, a mushroom and avocado roll. So I used a king oyster mushroom, which I chopped into small pieces, and I stir fried it with a little bit of soy sauce and I think a little bit of sesame oil. Yeah, it's really simple. And then I topped it with a little bit of sesame seeds. And then this right here, which I'm super excited about, this is an oyster mushroom, a king oyster mushroom nigiri, okay? So I don't know if you guys know what a king oyster mushroom looks like. It kind of looks like a big fat tree. So I just kind of cut it up so that the piece kind of looks like a big piece of, you know, sushi, you know? You see what I did there? And then this right here is just, it's just the oyster mushroom cut up differently to make it look like a scallop. And I just pan fried it. I added a little bit of soy sauce. And I also have some greens. This is Chinese broccoli. I don't know how to cook it, guys, so it probably looks like crap. I just wanted some greens on the side and I had some Chinese broccoli, so I thought I would just cook it up. Let me try the Chinese broccoli. Will this fit? Okay. I probably need a plate. Oh, that's actually really good. Before I dig in, if you haven't subscribed yet and if you enjoy videos like this, mukbang videos, don't forget to subscribe because I post a Munching Mondays pretty much every single Monday. So if you want regular mukbang videos, then definitely subscribe. All right. Let's dig in. What do I start with, guys? I think I'm gonna start with the ugly ones. Let's get rid of the ugly ends first. This is the mushroom and avocado roll. I did use brown rice for this. So good. I love sushi so much. So I was probably supposed to cut off like the really thick stem, but I wanted to keep it nice and crunchy. Oh guys, I love sushi so much. I've been craving sushi. All right, I'm gonna take one of these bad boys before it falls apart. Ooh. It's not beautiful. Okay, it's not that beautiful. I just had this idea because I'm like, oh, I love king oyster mushrooms. The only thing I wish I had was ginger. Next time. All right, so my YouTube story. How YouTube became my job. I guess the story starts when I was living in London. That's not where it starts. The story starts when I, couldn't figure out what I wanted to do with my life. I went to university and I majored in international business. I took international business. I got a minor in communication studies. I was good in school, but I never knew what I wanted to do. I went to business school and the entire time I'm just like, I don't know if I fit in here. Like, I don't know if I'm corporate. Business school is very like corporate, right? Because, they teach you how to like navigate in the business world. And normally, traditionally, the business world is a corporate world. So they teach you things, from an organizational perspective and like how you navigate in an organization. And I was just like, I just don't fit in, you know? I don't know. But I went through school, I learned things, and I definitely think that a lot of things I learned in uni were valuable to me. All right, I'm having the smoked tofu and avocado with sriracha mayo. Mmm. Mm-hmm. My hair is ridiculous. So good. So I didn't know what I was doing with my life, okay? But I graduated university and, you know, what are you supposed to do? Get a job, you know? I got my first big girl job. This is so good. It's kind of bitter, but like I like it. I like the bitterness. Anyway, so I got my big girl job. I worked in business development for a company that sells employee mental health benefits. I was pretty much like an assistant to my boss. My boss was the business development director, and she was super sweet. I actually really liked her. Yeah, she was really nice to me. She was really good to me. She thought I was like amazing, and I'm like, I ain't doing that much, you know? But she was super nice. We clicked really quickly. So it was good. And it paid well. I love oyster mushrooms. I keep saying oyster mushrooms. King oyster mushrooms. I love oyster mushrooms too, but they're different. Anyway, oh, there's something about that texture. Oh, it's so good. So I got the job. Yeah, it was good. It was fine. It was easy. I did it well, but it was never something that I was like, I'm gonna do this forever. You know, it was just more like, okay, what's next? You know? So I guess my motivation, even though like, you know, when I'm at a job, like I do try to do my best, but I'm also like, if I'm not fully motivated, you know, my mind's just not there sometimes. I did the job for a year and a half, almost a year and a half, but I always wanted to live abroad and explore other options. And so I moved to London on a working holiday visa for 2 years. So that's when I went to London. And that was summer of 2014 is when I moved to London on a working holiday visa. If you don't know what a working holiday visa is, it's basically a visa that you can get where, you know, you usually have to be under the age of like 30 or something. I no longer qualify. What? Yeah, you have to be like under the age of 30, and all the rules depend on the country.
3,000 years later.
Whew, you guys, oh my gosh, I've literally just been super interrupted. I took like a 45-minute break because I literally just took like a 45-minute break because guess what, guys? I had people come into my apartment again. This time they did not barge in. There was like this one time, I think 2 years ago when I lived in my other apartment. These people were coming in to like replace the toilet or something, and I was doing mukbang. Why do I always get interrupted every time I do mukbang videos? I was doing a mukbang video, and yeah, these people like came in. They just like came in. I guess they didn't know I was home or something, and they like came in. People trying to break into my place. Hi, can I help you? And yeah, it was really awkward because I was like sitting there like filming a mukbang. This time they knocked, so I kind of like, you know, got my stuff together. I put on a shirt. I was wearing a sports bra before, so I had to put that on too. Oh my gosh. Now, time to finish my sushi and finish my story. I totally forgot where I was at. What was I saying, you guys? I forgot. What I was saying. This roll kind of tastes like kimbap. Kimbap is Korean, kind of Korean sushi. It's different, but it's like Korean rice rolls. And kimbap usually has like ham And because smoked tofu kind of tastes like ham, it reminds me of kimbap. Anyway, I think I was at the part where I had just moved to London. I got a job. And I moved because I want to live abroad. I was bored of the city. I want to explore, explore career options, as well as just like travel, just have fun, I'm all about fun. I'm a hedonist. Is that what you call it? A hedonist? So, I moved, I got this job in recruitment, which I hated. Oh my god, it was like the worst job ever. It just wasn't my thing, Recruitment in London is so competitive. It's so salesy to the point where it's like, I don't know, I'm just like not really that salesy. Of course, a lot of what I do does include sales, even YouTube. It includes selling myself, it includes selling other products. But when you're doing sales, like from a recruitment perspective, it's super duper, I don't know, I just didn't enjoy it. Anyway. No, I was actually going to do a video where I talk about like all the jobs I've had in my life. Do you want to see that? I'm already kind of going through it, but this is like my big girl jobs, So even though I hated recruitment and I got paid like absolute garbage, I did it for a year, you guys. I did recruitment for 1 year for a number of reasons, because I was on a working holiday visa, so it's harder for me to get like a professional job. Plus, I didn't have that much professional experience, so it's not like I had like a specific industry that I was like a specialty person of. It's not like I was like working in media. I wasn't like an engineer or anything like that. So because I wasn't really like a specialist in anything, it was harder for me to get a job. So I did recruitment for a year. And I'm also the type of person to kind of like stick around. I usually do my jobs for a long period of time, even when I was younger. But anyway. Wow, I love sushi. So I was doing recruitment and I was living in London. I was broke, okay? First time in my life I really felt broke. To be fair, I wasn't actually broke, okay? I was never really broke. So I don't actually know what really broke is, okay? So just to level with you here. I'm not like, oh my god, I'm broke, but let me go travel like 5 times a year, But I was broke in a sense that I was living paycheck to paycheck in London. However, I did have savings in Canada. So I had a savings account in Canada from the previous, years of working and saving money, but I was trying not to like touch that at all while I was in the UK, although I did go into it a few times. But basically when it came to my UK bank account, I was living like paycheck to paycheck because I was making very little money. This was like probably the closest thing that I felt to like feeling broke. But at the same time, I feel like, sometimes it's good to struggle. Those people that struggle, a lot of them are very successful later in life, or they appreciate things more. People that don't struggle, that is actually sometimes disastrous, because if you don't struggle at all in your life, if you've always been handed things, if you've always been given things in your life, how appreciative do you think those people are of like new experiences, new things? I feel like it would be very hard to be appreciative the more you have and the more that you are given. Oh my god, we're getting deep up in here. Do you know what I mean though? Let's rearrange. No, that's ugly. Anyways, so that's where the whole cheap lazy vegan name came from, I think. I'm gonna be honest. I don't actually really remember how I came up with the name Cheap Lazy Vegan. I just remember I was first in the UK. I started my Instagram page before I started my YouTube channel. About a year before I started my YouTube channel. So I actually had that Instagram page for a year longer. But my YouTube channel was much bigger. I think we all know why. It's because my Instagram is not the most aesthetically pleasing, okay? But YouTube is not about being aesthetically pleasing. It's not about being perfect. YouTube is totally like my kind of platform. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm all about the imperfections, if you will, okay? Ooh, I'm breaking the sushi. Ah. Damn it! Rose, this is why we use plates. No, no. Oh, too salty. Mushroom sashimi. So I started my Instagram page because I was like cooking, you know, I had to cook for myself, and I had recently kind of went fully vegan. When I moved to London is when I went fully vegan. Before I was a pescatarian, but then when I moved to London I decided, okay, I'm just going to be fully vegan. And I was watching a lot of vegan YouTube, and when I was making like very little money, I found myself just buying really cheap food and realizing, you know what, vegan food is actually really, really cheap. And I was also very lazy with my cooking, which I still am, let's be honest. I mean, I've gotten a little bit better because, I mean, I do this for a living, but not much better, okay? I was like super lazy with my cooking, super cheap with my food because I was like making no money. So I think that's where the name came from. Just from like, yeah, just from my own kind of experience. I was like, I'm cheap and I'm lazy. Okay, this one. So yeah, I believe that is how I came up with the name Cheap Lazy Vegan when I first moved to London, and I just wanted to take pictures of my food and just share them on Instagram. But I didn't start my YouTube channel until about a year later. I was super into vegan YouTube. I was watching so much vegan YouTube. I was all into the drama, you know. I can't remember what kind of drama was going on at the time. Okay, but that was like the time when, you know, the raw to 4 people were very big on YouTube. And there weren't really that many channels that were specifically focused on easy and affordable vegan meals. Okay, so a lot of people were doing raw till 4. There were some big raw channels, like raw vegan channels. A lot of people were doing high carb, low fat, specifically very high fruit, things like that. So then when I started my channel, I initially just kind of wanted to like talk about issues and what did I even want to do? I just wanted to like share like what I ate in a day videos. I loved those videos at the time. Those were like relatively new at the time. Now they're everywhere. And I also want to share that like vegan food like doesn't have to be expensive or complicated. And so I started my channel. I don't know what was going through my mind at the time when I made my first video or decided to actually start a YouTube channel, but I just started it. May 2015 is when I posted my first video. I think I created the account actually 1 or 2 months before I actually posted my first video. Yeah, that's how Cheap Lazy Vegan happened, guys. Is that interesting? So then, posted my first video. You just never know how people are going to respond, right? You never know if people are going to watch your videos. You're like, is anyone ever going to watch my video? It's like, how are people going to find my video, you know? So, I didn't know what to expect. But my channel grew really quickly. Don't know why. I think it's a name. I think it's a name and the fact that I feel like I filled that niche of vegan content that wasn't really there yet, which was the affordable and easy, like budget-friendly recipes. Now there's a lot, but at that time, I think I filled that niche pretty well, which is what happened. So thanks to that, my channel grew really quickly. I was surprised at how fast it grew. I can't remember, like I think I got 10,000 subscribers in like 3 months or something, like really crazy, because it's so hard to get over that first few thousand subscribers, you know? So yeah, it grew really quickly. Before I knew it, you know, it was getting more and more serious. I was like, oh my gosh, is this something I could do for a job? You know? Because like in the beginning, I was just posting videos. I've always been interested in media, video. I think I get this from my dad because my dad's, actually both my parents are like relatively like into the artsy side, like language, art, that kind of stuff. My dad did broadcasting. He worked at a broadcasting company for like many years when we lived in Korea. So I think I get a lot of that from him, like my interest in media and like broadcasting, things like that. So, oh, last little mushroom scallop. Yeah, my channel grew really quickly. I was still living in London. I had a new job at this point. I did recruitment for a year, and then I ended up luckily getting another job. I got really lucky because I actually was thinking about leaving London early at that time. I was very stressed out. I was thinking about leaving London early because I hated recruitment. I went through ups and downs with recruitment and with the job that I had. But I mean, I don't think there was ever a time when I like really enjoyed it. There were times when I tolerated it, and then there was times when I hated it so much that I literally had like anxiety. I don't really get anxiety to that level. I had trouble falling asleep. I was so stressed out just thinking about going into work. I would wake up in the morning just feeling devastated that I have to go to work. Things like that. I don't know what it is. Oh my god, maybe I'll get more into that in another video. But yeah, basically I just hated it. But luckily I ended up finding a job a year after I did recruitment. And I was so lucky because at that point I only had a year left on my working holiday visa because I already had lived in London for a year. I only had a year left, so who's gonna hire me when I only have a year left on my visa? Well, guess who, guys? People that are looking for maternity leave positions. Yes. So I found a job for an accountancy body. God, I'm just gonna do this. I'm scared. And I worked in the ethics department doing their marketing and communications. I was a closeted YouTuber during that entire year. Basically, I didn't tell anyone at my work that I did YouTube for a living. Or no, I wasn't doing it for a living. I did YouTube because I don't know, it's just weird. I still feel weird sometimes telling people because I'm just like, oh my god, they're gonna search me up, they're gonna find out all this info. To be honest, I'm like relatively a private person. I know that I'm like out there and I'm pretty talkative and stuff like that, but when it comes to like people finding out things about like my life and me being in a vulnerable position where they can find things about me but I can't find things about them, I feel very uncomfortable. Okay, so yeah, I didn't tell anyone at my work. No one found out till like the very end. So I worked at that job for almost a year, not exactly a year, it was like almost a year. And then I had to peace out, you know, I had to peace out of the country. They was gonna kick me out, you know? Ooh, which one do I want it to be the last piece? I don't know. So good. I was oh my god, my battery's gonna run out. So I was doing that for a year. I was working super hard, guys, because I was working full time, okay? Working full time. Then a couple days, at least 2 or 3 days out of the week, I would come home after work, exhausted already from a full day of work. If anyone's worked 9 to 5, you know how exhausting it is to work all day and then come home And instead of relaxing like normal people do, I worked on my YouTube channel. That is how you achieve things out of the ordinary. Sometimes you gotta put in the time, put in the effort that other people are not willing to put in. Okay? So, and I still got other things done. You know, I still went out, I still partied, I still drank, I still traveled. For me, if I like something, I'll just do it. You know, if I want to get something done, I'll do it. Because, I don't know, we only have one life, guys. We only have one life. Oh my god. Am I ever full? That was so good. So satisfying. I'm gonna link some videos down below where I show you guys some vegan sushi ideas because I will not rest until all vegans eat some proper vegan sushi. Avocado rolls, as much as I love you, as much as I still will eat you, you ain't doing it for me all the time, you know? I gotta have my variety. You gotta have a little bit more variety, you know? So one way to get some different varieties of sushi is to make some at home. It's so much cheaper too. I want to say goodbye before my camera dies. So I want to say thank you so much for watching. If you're new to this channel, don't forget to click the subscribe button. I do mukbang videos every Monday as part of Munching Mondays. So if you enjoy mukbang videos, this is where you need to be, okay? If you enjoyed this video, of course, do not forget to give it a big thumbs up. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!